talk is cheap. So let us now practice how we are going to add CSS to our HTML file. Let's first create a folder here and put our code inside. So let's code any folder you want to create, any name at all. And then we enter this folder and then call it importing. Okay, let's write index.html, that will be fine. And then we know what we begin with our emmet, and then change the title into importing CSS. And then let us inspect this page so we can see. Let's go this way. This is equally fine. So let us now close the file tree by pressing Ctrl B. And then let's give it some elements. So let's give it an h1 tag. Before then, you write the h1 and then give it some text. So after writing the h1, we bring a greater than sign and then write lorem 20. That is going to give us an h1 tag that has 20 words, 20 dummy text. So after writing this, we press the tab key and then we see that our text has been produced. So let us add more content. Let's now write the paragraph tag and then multiply it by 5. So that's the multiplication sign. So you can see on your screen that we would have 5 paragraph tags, and then these paragraphs should also have some dummy text. Let's say some 13 words. Each would have 13 words. So we press tab and then that's that for us. So the first way we are going to practice our importation is by coming into the head tag and then writing the style tag. So let's catch this first element, the h1 element, and then let's give it a color of red and see if that is going to work. So we can see that our styling has been applied to the h1 since we wrote h1 here. So this is the first way in which we can add CSS to our page, and this is the internal CSS. The style tag has been added to or has been nested inside the head tag, and then we wrote our CSS instruction nicely and it has been applied to the h1. So this is the first way. Let us now comment it out by pressing Ctrl and the /, and then move to the next way in which we can add our CSS, which is the external CSS. So let's come this way. So within the same folder, let's create another file called style.css. So you can give it any name at all, but you ensure that it has the file extension of CSS. As soon as we brought the file extension of CSS, you can notice that this icon changed. So I'm doing that again for you to see. Good. So that is a CSS file. And then inside, we can still target the h1 and then write color. Let's make this blue. So the color of blue, and then save. We can see that even though we have written almost the same code here, nothing is happening. And this is because we haven't linked our style sheet to our HTML document. So the browser sees these two documents as separate documents or separate files. So what we can do here is that we come this way, we use the link tag, and then within the link, we specify the address of that file. So we know that this file is within the same folder, and so when you open this, let's review in Explorer. So you can see that this code is found. So this is the code folder, and then inside the code folder we have this HTML file and that CSS file. So since they are in the same folder, what we can do is that we write here style.css. So you can see VS Code has suggested that all that we do is to press the tab key, and then let us close the file tree now by pressing Ctrl B, and then we write rel, which stands for relationship. So we are telling the browser the relationship between this file and the CSS file, and that will be style sheet. So we are telling the browser that that is our style sheet. So you see, as soon as we close it, the text color blue has worked now. So we have covered two methods in which we can add CSS to our page. The last method is by using the element itself. So let us grab one of these paragraphs, and then within the opening tag, let us indicate the style. So we would add style as an attribute, and then within the style as an attribute, we can add, okay, let's continue with the color. The color, let's go for a color of red and see if that's going to work. So that is working now. And you can also add more properties to a single element. So let us see, this text is red. Let us try another property, text transform. Let's make it uppercase and see what happens. So we can see that the text that we targeted, our paragraph, is now made up of only uppercase letters, though the contents here is lowercase. It is due to our instruction we have written in the CSS. So these are three basic ways in which you can add CSS to your HTML document. They all have their advantages and disadvantages. And so as we move on in the course, you would get to appreciate areas where you have to use external, areas you would need to use internal, and some other areas that inline CSS would be of much benefit. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.